So, our Father who art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy...
Hallowed be, yeah.
I thought you were going... freestyle.
Well, let's go back and forth on lines.
Okay.
If it be your will that we podcast with Trans Regret Snoopy.
On earth as it is in heaven.
Grant that the tech works out.
And forgive us our trespasses.
As we forgive those who trespass against us. Oh my God!
Oh my God! There's a cartoon character on.
Amen.
I'm Vera Drew.
And I'm Ember Knight.
And welcome to Jackass.
Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass.
Our guest today is Trans Regret Snoopy, a real cartoon dog.
Thank you so much for having me. This is it's fun already.
I'm so glad we tried to do this once before. Trans Regret Snoopy, of course, is the host of Trans Regret Snoopy Presents the Bible, which is a great podcast.
Amen.
Highly recommend it. We tried to do this once before, and the recording was lost.
I did it wrong. It was me.
And we're just grateful that you came back because it was so fun to watch Jackass with you.
Well, I think it's always fun to watch Jackass, but you two do a really great show. I mean, this is one of my favorite podcasts, and so I'm honored to come back. And you know, our previous episode will go down in history as being one of the great lost episodes of Welcome to Jackass.
I will say any good night watching Jackass is a good night is a good night in my opinion. But there is something very special about closing the Vimeo link and then seeing a CG Snoopy. I think that is something we don't get every week.
It's a treat. The guest's so nice, we recorded twice.
What's your history with Jackass? Were you a fan when you a fan when it was on?
Yeah, absolutely. Big fan when it was on. I was I fancied myself like I was trying to be a skateboarder, and I was obsessed with the culture of that itself. So I was never very good at skateboarding. Every time I tried to really do it, I got hurt. So I quit for a long time, and then I tried to pick it up again in my mid-20s, and that didn't go super well either. But I used to watch the Big Brother videos and the CKY videos. So even when Jackass was around, I thought oh, I know these guys. I know all about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I related to them on the level of riding tiny bikes down hills and stuff, but I got on a skateboard once. I do think though, when I was a kid, if there were all these YouTube tutorials and stuff, I bet I could have taught myself how to skateboard because I really wanted to be a skateboarder.
Yeah. And I think that there's a lot of members of Jackass who really want to be skateboarders who really aren't.
No, we saw a bit of that tonight, actually.
We sure did.
Yeah. We watched Johnny Knoxville try to grind down a very long rail. And
he had two pro skateboarders holding him at the top like a little kid. And then they let go of him, and he did pretty good.
He got pretty much all the way.
Yeah. And then the rest of him got all the way at the same time.
That fall, I can't watch that fall.
It's crunchy.
It's a crunchy fall.
It's a crunchy fall.
The funniest thing about that to me was that the hardest part of grinding a rail like that is definitely getting up onto the rail, not just sliding down.
No, I mean, I will give him that he balanced. But I'm going to say that was just chance because Johnny Knoxville does not have a good center. He does not have good balance.
Terrible.
At all. It's not something. No. I will give that guy props till the cows come home. But it's one of his faults.
Now, we saw him do another bit tonight called Rocket Skates, where he put on roller skates with rockets attached to them. And he never got very far, no matter how many rockets they put on. And it's true that we were commenting while watching it, the physics are bad here. However, Johnny Knoxville also clearly is bad at skating.
Yeah. It's probably more so that, right?
I don't think he's very good at roller skates.
Yeah. It's less than
yeah, his lack of balance was a recurring theme in this particular episode or this particular set of clips.
Yeah.
Was this all from the first movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was all a section from the first movie, and if you would like to watch along with us, visit patreon.com/welcome to Jackass, and you'll get to watch it. And this is probably illegal, what we're doing.
Well, Vimeo.
But probably not, because like fair use.
It's commentary.
Yeah, it's commentary.
Yeah. Also, I guess we should say, officially we're working our way through the first Jackass movie.
Yes.
Not super in order, but this is our second or our third. Is this our third?
Third.
This is our third episode working through this movie. So,
yeah,
we're making our way.
They all look so fresh-faced in this, especially Bam. Bam really looked. He was handsome in this one.
Bam looks like really beautiful.
Just beautiful.
Just a beautiful boy in this.
Beautiful boy.
His hair was perfect. Like he was thin, but not like his like junky thin look. Everybody was kind of at the top of their game. Yeah. I would say like even just like looking at Preston, it's like, this was Preston's heyday. Like like the
Preston had some great moments tonight. I was happy for our friend Preston.
Yeah. Starting with I would say getting redemption against the entire group for years and years of abuse during roller disco truck.
Roller disco truck.
That was what it's called, right? Again, my handwriting
I think so.
So bad. Can adults take handwriting classes? Like,
yeah, but it's like I feel like kind of a lost art at this point.
Yeah, but I want to be good at it.
You can just buy the books where you draw the letters over and over.
That's true. But if I'm going to do that, I should like learn calligraphy or something.
Yeah, you should. I dare you.
Anyway.
A Jackass dare you to learn calligraphy.
That is the worst dare, because that's like a dare that would last me months.
I know.
But I'll do it.
Just learn to write your name in beautiful calligraphy.
I can do that.
That's your start.
Anyway,
it's also a good dare because it like improves your life and like your mental health, because you like accomplish something nice and you feel like good about yourself. So it's like eat shit, you feel better about yourself now.
Thank you for reframing it, because I was just taking it as my friend putting a burden on me.
It is kind of a burden. It's not a good dare. It's not a good dare.
I do need stuff like that though, because like I do love making stuff and I love making beautiful things, but it's like it's so just like my job now.
Yeah.
That like maybe I do need like nobody. But knowing me, I'll turn it into content. I'll turn me learning calligraphy, doing something nice for myself, into. I'll just sell out like I usually do.
I have this discussion constantly with my therapist. She's like, "But what are you doing for you? But what about your hobbies that you like to do?" And I'm like, "That's called my work." And I would never enjoy something that I don't immediately incorporate into what I do, so it becomes absorbed, and then it also stresses me out.
Right.
And she's like, "Please try." Please try to think of one thing you can do this week that would just be nice.
Yeah. Well, my therapist asks me at the end of every session, what are you going to do for yourself this week?
Right.
And it's I never have a...
It's like, well, I'm going to work on my career for me. And I gotta.
This week I said I'm going to be nice to my partner. Is what I said.
Oh, that's good. That's a good
one. But
one.
that's not for me.
I mean, in the long run, it is.
Oh, right. Happy wife, happy life. Am I right?
Yeah, it's true.
Was there enough sarcasm in my voice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I never know because I'm autistic.
Today I was thinking about that shirt, the one with it says "Game Over" and it's the wedding.
I've not seen that.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Snoopy?
No idea.
It's like a gamer guy shirt. I mean, it's like a shitty misogynistic shirt. It's got a little like bathroom avatar that is like male and a little avatar of like a lady bride, and it says "Game Over" and the guy is sad and the woman is smiling.
Oh, I get the joke, but I don't love it.
It's not good.
I have a few notes about the
It's
joke.
not good.
I would wear that though, just because I don't know. I would ironically. The only person that wears that is not married. by the
No,
way.
no. No.
There's nothing. There's no positive version
No.
of.
No.
It's like an I hate marriage shirt, not like I'm married now and womp 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 about it.
It's the type of shirt you're probably going to see on like a 12-year-old who thinks it's really funny.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't even know how I got on this. Oh yeah, happy wife, happy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we just went down a long
This is going on the Patreon.
tangent.
Bobby left the room.
Yeah. We can usually tell when we're off topic because Bobby's gone. Okay. Roller disco truck.
Oh, it was great. So I want to know how it was decided that Preston gets to drive the truck because it's clearly the best job.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it just makes sense. It just checks out because like all the other guys are in the back, dressed in like 70s disco gear. Starts off with them, going, and then it just quickly devolves, and then to just like rolling around, and it looks like a fucking like, I don't know. It looks like it. You know what it looks like is like in like Lost Highway, like all the like flashing. It looked like Lynchy, and it was really. It looked so unpleasant.
A whole movie where you go into each of those people's alternate like flashbacks based on the way they hit their head in that truck, and you keep coming back to the truck.
I'd be David Lynch's Jackass. Sign me up.
Oh, that would be good.
Would it have been that Preston might have been like more a source of more damage, like floating around
Possibly.
in the back of the truck?
They probably wanted it to be him.
But he also seemed like a very safe like stunt driver. He wasn't rolling the truck. He never hit
That's true.
anything. He was just razzing the boys.
Yeah, no, it was good, healthy fun, and you get the added the beautiful Preston run around the truck afterwards, like just
so excited. Christmas morning.
Yeah, it's like Christmas morning. Like he runs with only his arms. I don't know how to explain it. He does move fast, but he's mostly moving his arms.
He could not wait to open up that box and see what he had gotten.
I really
in a
love
way
that guy.
He seemed worried. In a way, he seemed like, "Are you guys okay?"
No, there was like urgency to it. And they weren't okay. It was like, I don't know.
No, they were all motionless on the ground.
Yeah.
So a sequence that you never ever see for Jackass, but that must exist for so many of these bits, is the part where they pick out their costumes and they get dressed up. Like, are they styled? Do they pick what they wear? There's so many silly costumes.
Totally. Yeah, no. I feel like they pick what they wear. At least I know Knoxville definitely picks what he wears, but I like to think they
I think they all do, and like there must be footage somewhere, and I wonder if we'll ever get to see it.
I mean, I'm sure there is. There's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Because I was just about to say, like, I wonder if there was like ever like a behind the scenes camera on set, but it's like that would make no sense because Jackass basically just is.
Yeah. The cameras are rolling all the
behind
time.
the scenes camera. There's
not
really any.
Yeah, the whole thing is one giant outtake, so it's like it would be. It's probably just I don't know.
That's true. It's a show that is a blooper reel.
It's fun to think about though, because the costumes are always when there are costumes, they usually are very good.
Yeah, they're really silly.
Yeah,
like I just want to know, are they like having a fun time, like dressing up, or like I just want to see it.
Of course they are.
I want to see it.
You dress up, it's fun.
Yeah.
Look at this jacket, by the way. Look at Ember's jacket, by the way.
You look very sharp.
It's too hot for this jacket.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, you look phenom.
Thank you. I didn't put any makeup on, so I was compensating.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, I was like, look, see, I don't have to because I'm very rich.
Is that what you think that jacket telegraphs?
This jacket says that I'm wealthy.
Okay.
This is an on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Naked look.
I like.
Someone else talk.
I'm really, ever since you said you like watching me drown on my words, I'm gonna let you sweat those ones out.
Well, I am sweating because I'm wearing a velvet coat, like a psychopath.
I feel like on the topic of wardrobe, they had to have been tailored into those panda suits, right?
Okay, so great case in point.
Yeah.
Great case in point.
Because I even commented while we were watching, it's like the aesthetic of that, like the look of it was just right. Like it just was, I don't know, it was like produced.
Yeah.
In a way that was like, this is just fun to look at, a bunch of grown men running around. It's problematic because Turning Japanese was playing, but it wasn't the most problematic that we watched tonight.
No.
But nevertheless, it was just like a straight up skate video with fucking furry panda suits.
Yeah, and for the most part, like very, problematic elements accounted for and, noted. The footage that was used, at least, was very like playful with people, and people were playing with them.
Yeah, people were taking people
were taking pictures
and
and like throwing Wee Man in the air.
Yeah, it seemed like a fun night out with the boys. Like they went out for some beers.
Yeah, they had a picture where a shot where they were all taking shots. I changed it to picture because I was like, you're about to say shot, so you can't say but they were taking shots, and it's a shot with a camera.
Yeah, this is why you should always have a thesaurus handy.
Woo! Woo! And I had a thought during that bit that I would like to share, which was, I bet a lot of parents at the time were saying, oh, I don't want my kid to watch Jackass because it's bad role models. A lot of talk about role models influencing behavior, I'm imagining. And they're right. They're 100% right. You watch this footage, you're like, that's what I want my friend group to be like. Exactly. I want to be exactly like that.
Oh, yeah. You're saying they are good role models.
No, I'm just saying they are role models.
Oh, yeah.
When you watch this footage, it's propaganda to behave this way.
Yeah,
like, it's 100%. It makes you want to.
At the impressionable age, I think that they were targeting at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. That is like, these are my dudes. Like, my friends are just like this. We also hurt each other for fun.
At the impressionable age of 29, that is me. I'm looking and I'm like, I hope me and my friends put on costumes and go take shots together and hold hands and run across the street. I love that.
You and I haven't really done. I mean, we dress nice on the show.
Yeah.
Which is always, that's why it's always weird to me when people say they don't watch the YouTube version of it. But
we should do outfits inspired by bits.
Okay.
And like dress like some of the.
I'm way into
like
that.
like a disco outfit.
Yeah.
One.
I love that. We'll Bobby set that up.
Order us some stuff on Amazon with our $15. Snoopy, we make $15 on Patreon as of the date of this recording.
And
that's very impressive.
And we are very grateful for it.
Yeah, we love it.
Because we have separate Patreons, and we thought nobody would ever join another Patreon with our names on it.
And it's just the first of many. We're going to have 100 Patreons.
Yeah.
And they'll each make some.
Your taxes are going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, no.
It's a nightmare now.
It already is. This is a curse that we've put upon ourselves.
Fame is not what you think it is, children.
Oh my God, we should talk about more bits.
Favorite thing that I saw tonight, some incredible dramatic performance by Ape.
Oh, yes.
Upon seeing an alligator on her kitchen floor.
Yes.
I mean, this footage could not. It could have gone on and on for me. I couldn't get enough of this.
April comes home, and there's just an alligator in her kitchen, and the emotional journey she goes on, because she's immediately shocked. Because I mean, you're not expecting. I don't know. Like, I've seen alligators in person. It's fucked up. Your brain kind of doesn't really register what it is at first, because it is just this like it's a dinosaur.
Yeah.
I keep burping.
Oh,
It's this fucking collar I got on. I look hot, but I've been burping all night here. But yeah, she's like at first in shock and then starts like just completely screaming and losing her mind. But you think it's acting?
See, this is what I really can never tell with her, because the way that she freaks out is so Lucille Ball. It's like so polished and it's so entertaining and beautiful. And like she's not mad and she's not crying. It's just like this incredible sitcom shock that just goes and goes. She gives you as many takes as you need. She just keeps going with it. And I can't tell if that's just the way she is or if she like knows that she's being recorded and she's giving a beautiful gift.
Yeah.
I don't like remember exactly, but is like getting her to say fuck like a big deal for Jackass? Because there was a bit earlier on where Bam was saying, I'm going to get April to say fuck by the end of this movie. And then of course she does in this bit. Was that a big deal? Or I feel like it happened more than just that.
I don't think so. Maybe it's just more so that it's a mom, like just in general that a mom is saying fuck. But yeah, I feel like even on the I feel like on the show I've definitely heard her get bleeped before.
Yeah, I think it's just funny to like somehow whenever there's stuff with Bam's parents, we're supposed to believe that Bam is like 13 years old.
It's so weird. It's like, I don't know, like I love it so much, but it really is weird.
Yeah.
Because like it is that energy, and it's like he was like fucking 29 here.
Yeah. It's like very wish fulfillment.
He's a handsome grown man in this. Yeah. He doesn't need to be worried about his mom saying fuck.
No. Yeah, give up the 13-year-old boy thing, Bam.
It's a very fantastical. The other thought I had about this bit was I went to performing arts high school, and a big thing was dramatic monologues and trying to find a good dramatic monologue for yourself to perform. And I was just thinking, oh my God, someone should do Ape seeing the alligator, like as an audition piece.
Yeah, no, that'd be really good.
It's really good.
No, it's a really good monologue.
There's not a lot of lines in it, but there's a lot of emotion.
Also, just
a lot of utterances. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what would be really impressive about it, just from like an acting perspective, is like you're really gonna have to act. But and also just the satisfaction of before you deliver this monologue, saying tonight's monologue is from the first Jackass movie. During April Alligator.
This one's called April Finds the Alligator.
The scene in which April finds the alligator, I will be playing April Margera.
I'm sure at your performance, somebody did a Jackass monologue there.
I hope so. It wasn't as creative as one would hope.
Yeah.
Around there.
Did you have a favorite bit tonight, Snoopy?
Yeah, it's probably the most problematic one, but the sumo outfits where, Preston and Wee Man, I think, are chasing each other around. It was very funny.
It's so good.
Oh, the gong, too. I mean, the gong was really, really,
oh my
really
God,
funny,
the
too.
gong was good.
So, like, yeah, that's what's weird. I'd say about both. Like, the Preston and Wee Man one is just, like, that's just my, like, favorite genre of Jackass, which is, this is just, like, is just them dressed up like each other and chasing after each other is just always going to be funny. But the gong started, and I tensed up, but it like so quickly becomes, so the bit starts and it's them just walking around Japan, hitting a gong behind people and scaring the shit out of them. It starts with like that, where it is, the marks are the people, like they're interacting with out on the streets, but then it quickly becomes, who was carrying around the gong? Do you know, Bobby?
Bobby, who was carrying the gong?
I don't know. I don't know who was carrying the gong, but like it quickly just becomes at his expense.
Yeah, they just start fucking like hitting each other in the nuts. It just, it goes inward so quickly.
Yeah.
So like the premise is set up and you're like, oh, they're going to go bother people. But then they just immediately get sick of that. And they're like, no, we're going to hurt each other. We're going to rip each other's underwear off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very typical of Jackass, too, because I feel like that bit could have gone on for another 2 minutes of just surprising people And the reactions were funny. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, that's relatable. If someone walked up behind me with a gong, it would be shocking.
It would definitely scare the shit out of me.
But then they sabotage it like they always do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a classic Jackass format to be like, you and me are going to go do a prank together. Just kidding. I am pranking you. Here we go together. Psych.
Yeah. Yeah, and I imagine it is like, it has to just be like feeling it out. Like, it's not planned. Like, they're not like, they didn't like, does Knoxville, or do they just know ahead of time, like, oh, Knoxville's probably going to hit me in the nuts with a mallet instead of the gong once
It's
or twice.
possible they did the gong a couple times and Tremaine was like, it's not working, and was like to Knoxville, like, hit him in the nuts this next time.
Yeah.
And then they just went with that.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that we don't really see, but if something isn't really working, how much of it is the guys trying to save it versus the directing, like pushing it,
Right. No. And also just hanging out and having, and like they all have, again, I don't understand it. I watch these bits and I'm like, if my friends just started punching me and stuff, I'd be so sad. I wouldn't get any enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, this doesn't work in real life.
There was one bit tonight that was just, it was Knoxville on like a boogie board or something, and he was like,
That was Aaron.
oh, that was Aaron?
That was Danger Aaron.
I thought that was Knoxville.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
this one. It was kind of mean, but it was funny.
Aaron was on like a boogie board or something, and like tried to surf across a puddle. But then just quickly off camera, a shopping cart just fucking comes in and clotheslines him. And it got me thinking about like a time where I actually did something that was kind of jackassy, I guess. I just went and seen one of the Harry Potter movies. I don't remember because I hadn't seen any of the other ones, so I was confused the entire time. But I just wanted to hang out with my friends. And afterwards, we were stranded inside the theater because it was pouring rain. And I said something like, "Oh, I'll for $20 or something, I'll run around the parking lot in my underwear," is what I said. And they all said, "No, you won't." And I got really hurt. Like, and they just went about their night, like talking and waiting for the rain to stop. And
missed opportunity.
So I just took off all my clothes, and because I was like upset that my friends didn't think I would do it, and they were probably right. It's like I probably wouldn't actually have done that, but they shamed me into wanting to prove something.
Yeah.
And like $20 was and is a lot of money. So I ran around the parking lot, and it was actually really quite exhilarating because it was pouring rain.
Yeah.
And the rain was hitting my face, and I loved it. But then right when I crossed, the finish line, I slipped and fell on my ass.
No.
So hard. So fucking hard. And like I was
Of course you did.
Yeah, no, it was like that's why they probably said really like, "Oh, you're not going to do that," is to discourage me, because they probably knew, because like this is also college, so like
You
I was
are going to
definitely
fall
on
and
drugs.
hit your ass.
Yeah, no, they
Yeah.
were trying to protect their friend. And my underwear was just covered in like dirt and shit. And so like it was really humiliating, and all the people that were like waiting with us were laughing. And the worst part of it was I didn't even get $20 because none of them
Because
agreed
none
to
of
it.
them agreed to this.
They just said, no, you won't. And you did it anyway.
Yeah. So that's what that. That's what the.
I'm glad you
that's
did
what
that.
that reminded me of. Yeah, I mean, now for content.
Somebody Venmo Vera $20 for having done that.
Yeah.
I jackass dare someone watching this.
Vera Drew 22 on Venmo.
If you feel it in your heart, and have it say that time you took off all your clothes and ran around the parking lot in the rain and fell on your ass. Have it say all of that.
And I was in boy mode back then, but I did have tits, so it was sexy. So you should reward me for that too.
Dang.
Because I've had tits my whole life, even when I was a man. Trampoline ceiling fan was
Oh
a
my
lot of
God.
fun. Was that Stevo?
Yeah.
Of course it was. And Stevo, like, this was all like peak cruel Stevo bits. The wasabi? Why did he do that? Why did he run into the ceiling fan? Why did he snort the wasabi? I think every time I see Stevo, I think, like, why?
Nobody
Why are you
asks him
doing
to do
this?
these things. No one even asked him to be there. He's doing this. He's doing this because he's so afraid that he'll get left behind. He pushes himself so hard, and he shows it. And clearly, he wasn't going to get left behind. I mean, Danger Aaron doesn't do anything, and he gets to be in Jackass. But Stevo has this like super like little brother insecurity, and he's always doing the most.
Yeah. And it's like casual too, like in a lot of ways. Because like the wasabi thing, especially because he's just like, they're just out to eat, it looks like.
Yeah,
It
And
seemed like a nice sushi place too. And he
really
just,
nice.
He just throws up all over this like what must have been very expensive sushi.
yeah. And like, they definitely weren't filming a bit that, like, that was definitely like Stevo going to them and being like, get the cameras.
Get the cameras. Get the cameras.
Because then he's just leaning over the counter like, hey, can I get some wasabi? A lot of it. And it was a ton. And
He's
then
like, I'm gonna treat myself to some wasabi shooters.
snooters.
Snooters.
Is snooters?
Snooters.
Is snooters a thing, or
Is that like a Coke term, or is that nothing?
right into the show if you know? 'Cause
Yeah, if you
Yeah, that's a world I
know
know
more
nothing about. So
drugs than us. Yeah, that's disgusting. And the puke and the nasal stuff, it's such clear wasabi like puke. It's just like absolutely clear mucus and like stomach acid.
Yeah, because it's like gelatinous.
It's
it was
so
like
gross.
Yeah, it was really gross. But at the same time, kind of like, I don't know, on some level, I think I would enjoy something like that, just like in like a like almost like a cleanse type way.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Stevo's bits are like foreign, like physically foreign to most people. Like, I don't know what that would feel like, but anyone who's ever eaten like a little too much wasabi on like a piece of sushi knows exactly what the beginning of that might feel like until then you
It's
take
in your
more and
brain.
more and more.
Yeah.
And then of course you vomit everywhere.
Yes.
It probably fucks up. It probably like damages your body.
Yeah, you're not
can't
supposed
be
to
good.
snort things.
Yeah.
No judgment again to our cokehead listeners. We
know
love
you're
you
out there.
and we support you. But yeah, it's fucking bad for you. Also, I noticed that for the first time watching this bit that Knoxville is wearing a hat that is a birthday cake in the background.
I did not see
He's
that.
just behind Stevo watching, and he's got like a stuffed birthday cake on his head.
That's so cool.
This is what I'm talking about costumes. Like before these guys leave the house for something, they're like, "What funny hat am I gonna wear?" Like
Yeah.
that means they have to have like a truck or luggage that comes along that is a full prop costume closet that they like decide what to put on, or they go shopping for costumes when they're in Japan or something. One of these things happens.
I'm sure Knoxville gathers everybody around and like it's kind of
He
probably
opens
annoying
his
for
big
everybody.
trunk and all of the funny hats come out.
Yeah.
Very Carrot Top like kind of
Yeah.
like visual gag.
Knoxville has a Carrot Top angle.
Yeah.
He does.
And a Mary Poppins angle too.
It's true.
Of that he would potentially have a trunk.
That's
that,
the
like,
charitable way to put it.
Yeah.
That's the flattering angle.
Yeah. I just rewatched that movie. It's one of my favorite movies
It's
of
so
all
good.
time.
It's so good.
It probably is like in my top 3, but I rewatched it this time and like she's a difficult person.
Oh yeah.
Like and like it's like in a way that is appropriate. Like watching it, I'm like, she makes it clear right up top, like, I'm a temporary nanny. I am
Yeah.
here for a trial run to whip you fuckers into shape,
Yeah.
George Banks. And she does, but like she's got an attitude.
Yeah.
And then there's that also the other thing I noticed watching this time that I never noticed before when she's when her and Bert and the kids are inside the painting and she's singing "It's a Jolly Holiday with You," Bert. It's all her singing to him about how he's such a wonderful she loves spending time with him because he's such a non-threat sexually.
It's like you are very respectful and you know your place.
Yeah, and you could tell he
like,
he feels so emasculated. I never noticed this before, and I'm like watching it. I'm like, wow, There's so much like crazy shit. Not even beneath the surface. It's not subtext.
Right up top.
Oh, I love Mary Poppins.
And he gets so frustrated that he jumps across buildings and like does a Russian dance. That chimney sweep dance routine is insane.
It's gorgeous.
It's incredible.
I'm stealing a bunch of shots of the city for the People's Joker.
Nice.
That's part of the reason why I watched, because I just like there's the matte paintings in that movie they're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to replicate that so many times, like when I'm making our version of Gotham, and like I get there, but I'm like, why? I'm already stealing so much shit. Like, why don't I steal from Disney?
Just take it.
Yeah, like who cares?
Yeah.
Sorry for talking about my movies so much.
I love it.
Two things going on.
I love it.
Do we have any more? Oh yeah, no. Preston.
Yes.
Tonight ended with just Preston sitting in a pool in a hot tub.
Was that really the last?
That was the last sketch.
I want that to be the last thing I see before I pass away. It's Preston sitting in a hot tub and like slowly getting out, and you know he's of course wearing whitey tighties that are completely see-through, so you see his entire
full crack.
ass.
Whole ass.
And it really is, the joke is just like, look at Preston's body, but then immediately, of course, becomes something else when he walks past two ducks.
Two really cute ducks. Two really cute ducks. And it's just like a little window into an alternate reality.
Like, where were they?
Why
is
are
it
they?
weird that I thought like the joke was that is an impractical swimming outfit that you're wearing there?
That could be it. Because, like, that, what you just said, feels like a Bam Margera concept.
Yeah. What if you get out and it turns out the whole time you were in your underwear and everyone can see, you know, everything. Your garbage.
Your garbage. Do they have a word for butt? Because boom boom is poop. But his butt, is there, do they...
They do not speak about butt. That's a little too much for them.
Heine. I've
Really?
definitely heard Knoxville say Heine.
Oh, he would, yeah.
And he always, anytime he talks about wee man, he's like, that's hardly a wee ass.
It is. It's a normal sized ass.
It's just, yeah, it's just a
normal
man's ass. Oh, speaking of wee man, we also saw the ongoing bit where they're shaving people's heads, walking up to people. I think we talked about this last week.
Yeah.
It was introduced. They do it to Wee Man, and Wee Man gets
Mad.
really mad.
Yeah. And it's weird to see him mad. He's one of those people where you think he's always chill.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if like he didn't know that was happening to other people or something, or what. But yeah, because then they do it to him twice.
Yeah.
But like I think that's why it's like okay to see him, like why ultimately it's okay to see him mad, because they do it to him twice, and after the second time he's suddenly not really mad anymore.
Yeah.
He's laughing. So yeah.
Well, at that point, like the damage is done. The haircut is ruined. So you just have to roll with it.
The attitude.
I hope nobody ever does that to me.
I will never do that to you. We also didn't talk. I mean, I guess we kind of talked about it, but Stevo's tropical pole vaulting.
We definitely didn't talk about this.
Really special.
Yeah. Set it up.
Okay, so this is just a bit where Stevo is pole vaulting at the beach. It's not tropical. They're definitely just like at a regular beach.
Yeah, there are some palm trees.
Okay, yeah, you're right. There's some palm trees. And he bites into a pineapple, but I feel that they placed the pineapple to make it a more tropical sequence.
Like they bought a pineapple from the grocery
Yeah, they were
store.
like, well, this is tropical. But like it's a beach where people are playing volleyball, so it's like it's not like the Bahamas on a remote island or anything. And there's like a pier. But it's just a bit where Stevo is pole vaulting. He's pretty good at pole vaulting, and he's very good at always landing on the thing he's trying to pole vault over. So he tries to pole vault over a palm tree. He lands in the palm tree. Pole vault over a picnic table, lands on the picnic table, breaks it. pole vaults over a volleyball net, lands on the volleyball net while people are trying to play. And then the last one, he shows you that he is a good pole vaulter. He pole vaults off the side of the pier and drops like 40 fucking feet into the ocean.
Which again is just, that's hardcore.
It's crazy.
Did not need to do that.
Yeah. More.
Yeah,
Probably
I
like
found myself
60
going
feet.
ew like a lot more during that particular bit than any other. Like with because they showed the little like roadkill in the
Oh,
in
yeah.
the water.
I
Into
completely forgot
into
about
like
that.
this sewer with a dead animal.
I was just okay that I was happy that he was okay. At the
Yeah.
end. It really made me feel like, all right, well, he's fine now. So he didn't get any kind of infection or anything.
Oh.
Stevo has definitely had to have like a tetanus shot at least one point.
I mean, many.
I'm sure he's had several.
Yeah.
He is
And those aren't
only in
fun,
and out of the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is his book was like all about and he's like, and then I went back to the hospital because my entire face was broken and I had to get all new teeth again. And he's just like always in the hospital.
Yeah.
It's his summer home.
Even probably more so now because I feel like he's even more extreme now. Like he's sober, but like everything's like he's still rare. He's so hardcore when it comes to like what he puts his fucking body through.
Yeah.
It's very intense.
It's just now he does it. When he does it, he's like wearing a weird like printed suit from Target, like a zany pattern. Like I'm in a bright polka dot suit and I'm gonna put a bottle of hot sauce in my eye. Like, like what is that? Speaking of Carrot Top vibes, like what are these vibes?
Have you seen Carrot Top now?
No.
Carrot Top is very strong.
Yeah, it's really weird.
He's got really big muscles now, Ember. Like Carrot Top. Carrot Top.
Your face just there.
It's like I want you to try to picture it. I'm gonna pull it up because like I want you to try to picture what Carrot Top looks like because if you haven't seen him since his heyday,
Okay, you pull that up.
Carrot Top is completely jacked. I knew we were gonna work that into a bit somehow. He's completely jacked.
Comedy
That's yeah. Thanks for.
and bad jokes and things that aren't funny.
Okay, so this is what Carrot Top looks like now.
Whoa.
He is okay. So he's not only muscular, but his entire looks different. Like probably because like human growth hormone or something.
He looks kind of beautiful.
No, he does. He looks like a lion or something.
Yeah, like way better than before.
Yeah, no, he's like a little string bean.
Yeah, before, no. Now, good. Now I like it.
This is a pro Carrot Top podcast. We just found out.
Late stage Carrot Top.
Do you watch comedy, Snoopy? Like, do you have any? What are your like apart from Jackass? What makes you laugh usually?
I do watch comedy, but I'm not like an expert in anything. I just kind of like watch the same like shitty comedies over and over again. My favorite movies are like Mallrats and like Empire Records and like just bad 90s comedies. I Can't Hardly Wait. Great film.
That's when culture. I'd say like 1999. That's when they could have stopped right there because all of the best comedies and all of the best everything, music.
The last apartment that we lived in, me and Bobby, we rented Ghost World and watched it in the living room, and our roommate at the time walked in and was like, "What are you watching?" We were like, "Ghost World, it's really good." And she was like, "Oh, really? I'll watch it." And the next day she was like, "I watched it and I didn't like it." And we moved.
Is that why?
We were like, what's wrong with her? It was one of many reasons, but like part of it, we were like, there's something wrong with her.
I'm trying to think if I've ever really cut ties with anybody because of something they liked. I've definitely like not gone on second dates with people.
The way I told that story was for comedy. It was like, more extreme than we actually are.
I'm
but
sure, but
it was to be funny. But
I think every time you joke, you should You should follow it up with this.
Disclaimer,
That
and
was
it's
to be
like the
funny.
Jackass, skull. It's like, don't try to be funny at home.
Yeah. We should start putting a warning at the
Yeah.
top of these episodes.
Do not try podcasting.
This is just for funsies. Please
It's
do not try
dangerous.
Simply because don't try podcasting. Simply because there's just too many now. There's just it's like I think even I don't want to speak for you, Snoopy, but I'd say even all the people on this call, I think we were kind of pushed. I feel like we came in just under the wire, like within the last year.
And barely. I mean, like, there's an argument to be made that I should have never started podcasting.
Yeah, I
in the
think
first
we're
place.
way late. Way late.
Your podcast is so good, though.
Thank you. I get a lot of joy from it. It's like something I do because I like it. And it's like, it makes me happy that other people like it, because if they didn't, I would probably still do it, but no one would listen to it. And so
No, but
I would never have the chance to be on a show like this.
I think that's what makes it good is like, I don't know. There's just so much. I really can tell now, like watching something that's like, oh, your people told you to do that. And like, like nobody could possibly like give you a mandate to start a Bible podcast, Trans Regret Snoopy.
No, I mean,
No.
only God could
That-
give you
that's-
that mandate.
That's called being called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's beautiful. I mean, like, it's just so, especially during the pandemic. I miss going to church so much and hearing people talk about Jesus so much, and it's so nice to listen to your show.
Thank you. I mean, I think it's like, it's given me a lot of hope that it seems like we might have a way out of this sometime soon. I know that churches like in Portland where I live, churches are kind of starting to open back up, and even in like the bigger cities, they're kind of making their way there. I mean, like the more conservative churches have been open like the whole time
Right.
and have been like, screw it. It doesn't matter. The pandemic doesn't exist. God has vaccinated us, and so on and so forth, which, that's cool. If that's what you believe, go for it. but it's like, yeah, it's been a really nice way to like connect with people. And yeah, like I said, I mean, I get a lot of joy from it. Plus I learn every time. I've had all these really cool guests on, and they always teach me like these incredible things.
That's great.
That fucking rocks.
Yeah, because like, I don't know. I really do think we should. I think we should make this podcast just. I'm not saying like fully. I'm not saying we should add the only Christian Jackass podcast below, like as our subtitle.
It's the only Jackass podcast and the only Christian Jackass podcast.
That's even
By
better.
way of being the only Jackass podcast, it is the only Christian Jackass podcast.
It is.
Oh, another Jackass note. Do we think that Stevo still has the Satan Jesus fish tattoo on his arm, or do you think he got it covered up at any point? Because that was the and I'm not squeamish with stuff like that, but I saw it and I kind of frowned, like, oh, Stevo, why did you do that?
Pretty sure it's there.
I'm sure it is.
Pretty sure it's there.
And you know what? I do get like that with some things, to be honest. But for some reason, I have nothing but negative associations with Jesus fish. I know, and that sucks because like it's a symbol that like represents not just it just represents life and the fluidity of life and like spirituality, but like I just associate it with people cutting me off in traffic. Or the fact that my sister kept putting one on my car in college when I was an angry atheist, and it was not. I was not.
I mean,
cool
like that
with
is a
That's
funny
funny.
own, though.
What's that?
That's a very funny own to be like, yeah,
It is.
you got another Jesus fish on there, pal.
Yeah, because it makes me look like the asshole when I rip it off too. It works on both levels.
works
for
But then
me.
you
Yeah.
have like a negative paint of the Jesus fish like ripped off of your bumper.
Yeah, no. There's still. I mean, if there isn't a Jesus fish on that car right now, I'm sure there's still the outline of it.
My
There
little
should be,
brother
if there isn't.
bought a shitty car once that it had a Go Army sticker on the back, and he just didn't take it off. And at first he didn't take it off because he didn't want to bother, but then he kept getting pulled over because like his tags would be bad or like he'd do something, and then they'd just be like, like take care of it. They'd be like, army, very cool. And so he left it on.
I mean, does that work though? Does that actually work?
It did.
Wow.
It worked like 3 times.
It would work for me. I mean,
maybe not.
Probably not.
Yeah, maybe not. My brother is a little white blonde boy, so that they thought was in the army.
yeah.
So you're pretty
checks
protected.
a lot of boxes.
Yeah, that's a lot.
A lot of yeah.
That's a lot.
Should we wrap this up? Have we been going long enough, Bobby?
I think I'm a little short on time, so
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Well, thank you for coming
Oh my
on
gosh.
again.
I had even more fun this time than I had the first time, and I'm so glad that we did this again. Thank you so much for having
Heck
me
yeah.
on.
Yeah. And happy belated Easter, and be safe.
Thank you. You too. And peace be with you.
Same to you.
And also with you.
Thank you.
And also with you.
Hanging up now.
Toodaloo. Until next time, this has been Welcome to Jackass.